So on the map search, if you've used the old tax parcel viewer, this is quite similar in how it works. However, we've got a much cleaner interface, better buttons to work with. If you're ever tooling around on here and you want to go back out to the full map, which is, you can see outline, the little silhouette of Pinellas County, that will always jump you back to the full map, and you can start over whatever you want to do. Now, the My Location, if I turn it on here, and I am not on a mobile device, so when you work in the county, all the internet service runs through this location out here in the airport area in this vicinity. So that's why I'm getting a blue dot way out here, even though I'm not there. So it's really more so for mobile enabled devices with the location services on, but it will follow you. So it can be very handy if you're tooling through a neighborhood and you have that blue dot on, and then you're right in front of a property, then it's just very easy to click on it and get that parcel's information. You can turn on the sales layers. So I can turn on however many years I want there, back to 5 years. We've, as you'll note here, I'll clean it up a little bit so you don't see as much clutter, but you can see we've added additional information on the label. So now you have date, price, its qualification, its living square footage, and its price per square foot. So that information was not all on the old website. And then you have measure tools now. So you can measure distance simply by clicking from point to point. You can do a perimeter with a double click. Gives me the perimeter. If I want to do area, and I know I'm measuring quite sloppy at the moment, but you can, well, I double clicked, shouldn't have double clicked. But when you double click, that ends your activity there. So you can see 0.2 of an acre, but you can also display it in square footage. So there, it just converted it without even having to remeasure it. So you want square yards. Don't know why you would want them, but you can get them if you'd like.
Concrete.
Yeah.
Roofs.
Well, that's
yeah.
That's usually cubic yards.
Cubic yards, yeah.
Yeah. But so that can be helpful, and that's why we did actually put it on there, because you can do the square yards and then do the calculation for cubic if you wanted to. But yeah, you can come on here. You can measure a roof if you need to. Lots of things. Our mapping is updated annually, and it's typically, we try to get it flown by our vendor near the beginning of the year. Takes a little while before we actually can upload, because they have to QC it and make sure it is of survey grade quality. So, but with that said, our maps are not property surveys. You know, if you see a fence line that isn't exactly where you thought it was on a property line, please don't think that our lines are perfectly aligned with the aerials. So just a little disclaimer there.
And Mike, you mentioned our maps are updated once a year. It's actually the imagery or the aerial photography that's flown and captured once a year, but the actual data, the line work, the lot numbers, all of that dynamic type data, that's refreshed every night. So the aerial is only captured once a year, but the data that you're looking at, sales data, parcel lines, that's all updated every night.
Yes, thank you for that clarification, yep. Kurt.
Including the tabular data, all the data you search for, the values, that's all refreshed at night.
That's right. You've got a print function here if you want to print a large version of the aerial, and you can put a title on it. You can download it as a PDF. You've got a couple of different export options with that, and you've got map styles. So we're on the 2022 aerial at present. I know that image is not right at the moment, but That's the 2021 aerial. You can go into the countywide land use, turn that layer on. You can look at evacuation zones for hurricane type situations. And then we have the FEMA flood map layer. So you can see that. And keep an eye out here. We will likely be adding some additional. We may be adding the county vulnerabilities assessment map on there as well in the near future. You've got help here, gives you a little legend and tells what each of those items are. Little icon here, that'll always take you back to home. You can obviously also search by address here. I'm going to turn off the flood map, and we're going to go back in, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you actually click in this layer. So if I click on a parcel, I get this little property summary that pops up. We like to call it a Monopoly card, and all the blue bold links like here, that's your parcel ID number. That will jump me back to the property detail if I want to. This is showing me the last qualified sale and a link to the deed. You've got all these links here. Again, you can get to the parcel detail. I can run the tax estimator on this parcel, comp sales. This has a smart little tool baked into it that knows that this parcel is a residential parcel, but does not have a homestead exemption on it, and may potentially be eligible for it, may not, but it's alerting them that there is no homestead on this parcel at present. And if they click that, it will start the application process. If it were a pending application, you would see that in yellow and it would say pending. If it is a corporately owned parcel, like an LLC or a corp or a partnership, then this will actually go away and it will put a link to Sunbiz there, and we'll jump there, and I'll show you that in a moment. There again, this turns on the flood map layer. This will jump you to the zoning map. If we can, we'll take you as far as we can get you. So in this case, it looks like I'm in Largo. So Largo only has future land use. They don't have zoning, and they do not have an interactive site that we can drill down to the parcel level on at this point. So right now, as far as we can get you is to the PDF that they have published. But if you're in a different jurisdiction like City of Clearwater, City of St. Pete, unincorporated county, we can take you right into their GIS mapping, right down to the parcel level, so you can see zoning and land use information. So again, we take you as far as we can, because we don't maintain that information. We also have Google Street View if you want to go down the street level and see that imagery, and we have the angled aerial views, and we can jump in and show you an example of that. So that's basically an oblique bird's eye view of a property. You can zoom in on it. You can move around the property with this navigation tool here, and you can look at historical imagery. And there's other layer information and things that you can play with inside of here. So more great tools for you to use on the site that were not available in the prior version of the website. Again, more links here, give you more information. Let's click on a commercial parcel here. I want to show you, see how the Sunbiz option pops up here. So if I wanted to jump to that ownership, there it pops me right up to it. And then I could go in and see who the managing members are, look at annual reports or what have you.